No be Oba of Benin get Ada and Eben. Ada and Eben. No be Oba of Benin get am.
When you lack understanding, hate will cloud your sense of judgment. There is no way you will not speak foolishly like this. You that is saying what you don't know, history you knew nothing about. I believe when you watch the next video from Onoje of Igwebe, I think you will learn more from this. I don't think there's anybody, so long as that land is concerned, that knows so much about history more than he is. The man sounds so intelligently, and I want you to learn how that land, Eben, or rather Igwebe, came about. Hear him out.
Affairs, but could you take us back to as early as possible to where your kingdom can be traced?
Yeah, essentially, Igwebe Kingdom came into being around the 15th, 16 AD.
15, 16, 80?
Yes. And the story is that the Benin Kingdom in that part of the world,
Saying Benin?
in Benin Kingdom, Edo State, present Edo State, had this rule extended virtually most part of Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, and in those days, before the British came in, it was a matter of wars, intertribal wars.
Okay.
Therefore, the Benin Kingdom used, from time to time, do engage in war of subjugation.
Gotcha.
You know, in an attempt to expand the kingdom,
okay,
or repel any attempt to your invasion.
Okay.
Therefore, the warriors from time to time go on such missions.
Okay.
And it is in one of the expenditure that you had the name Ebe, the man Ebe, left Benin, leading other warriors to ward off some invaders.
Okay.
And they passed this particular spot of settlement now known as Igwebe.
Okay.
A year later, in 1516.
Before we continue on, so just to recap the story, from the Benin Kingdom to repel the invasion, this man, Eben, he went through the area known as Egweben today.
Yes.
To repel who exactly?
Yeah, another kingdom we call the Ida in another, from another area.
Another group of people.
Yes, another group of people. So he, being a warrior, was in charge of these other warriors that went after these invaders. And they passed this spot, and on their way back a year later, after succeeding in their mission, this particular spot they stopped to have a rest. They discovered all the things that were thrown away, all the pieces of yam and so on had grown to become heavy
yam
yams.
That was in the ground.
Yes, that means the place is very fertile and very good for them to settle. And they decided to send emissary. The Eben decided to send emissary back to the Oba. In those days, you have to take permission because that would be rebellious. To the Oba to say, oh, this place has been found to be so good, we want to remain here, settle here, and live here. And as usual, we take some items, some gifts to show the Oba that this is why we want to live here.
Land, okay.
And we don't forget that in those days, there was this Obas of Benin in those days were very ruthless. So it is possible the Eben wanted a safe place, a safer place, and to have a leadership role, you know. He decided to settle there and make the place a home. And that settlement of the 15th, 16th century has gradually grown from a hamlet, a little settlement, to a city we now have as Igwebe today.
I see. Okay, so from 1516, from the original settlement, all the way to now, can you tell us just how the development has occurred to what does the people look like now? What kind of agriculture?
Yes, it's a very, very interesting story. You have people who settled as warriors, as fighters those days, went into farming.
Now, if you have anything pertaining this same Eben, that he came from somewhere outside Benin, he was captured, is not a Benin man, whatever you said before would have been justifiable. But a situation whereby your Onoje have said it all, that Eben was one of the warriors that went to Ida, present-day Kogi, to fight a war. Coming back again, they discovered that where they rested before going or embarking on the journey, some of the foodstuff they threw away germinated and bring out more bigger fruit, that at the end of the day, they discovered that that land was fruitful. Now, as a result of that, they taking that freedom from their master, who happens to be the Oba of Benin. They now presented so many gifts. Along the line, history have it, I stand to be corrected, Eben happens to be one of the gifts so far presented to the palace. And at the end of the day, that same Eben is what now symbolize royalty, that today, king are now using them. Now, if that same Eben who founded Igweben came from one of the Isha land and they colonized him and he became a warrior for the Benins, one will expect that whatever you are saying, originally, everybody will conclude that it's an Ishama. But history do not have it that way. He was among the Benin warriors, a typical Benin man who needs freedom, who just want to create his own kingdom, that the Oba, as at that time, permitted, and he went ahead. You that is talking what you knew nothing about. If you have children today, you have so many subordinates, loyalists. Along the line, some of them have traveled out from your vicinity, went afar, presented you a gift, taking commands, control from you. A time will come when people will now begin to say that such person who happens to be your son, or rather your subordinate before, does not have any connection with you. Will you be so okay if anybody is saying anything like that? I believe this happens to be one of the reasons why that notion was created in the past, that anywhere a Benima is in the presence of Isha persons, the Benima must break the kola nut. I believe this alone opens our eyes to that notion that was created. Because recently, some King Onojes, or even chiefs, as you might call it, some traditionalists over there came out and said, no, this has been on ground for so many years. We want to change it. But ever since you guys have been doing it, did it in any way give us any benefit, financially or otherwise? I think when we harbor hatred in our hearts, sometimes we will not know when we are indirectly destroying history that we have to have preserved for the next generation. The rate at which some of you guys are hating the Benins are alarming. Like I always tell some persons, there is peace in unity. Anyway, whatever you think, drop your comment in the comment section, share and follow the page. For the record, at the time you guys are now beginning to do this on a daily basis, 18 on average Benin person, when we reciprocate, you guys will not say Benin people own too much. I'm not doing this just to incite people, no. Two wrongs cannot make a right. What has been there over the years, let it be. It's not by accident, neither is it by coincidence. There's need to coexist. There's need to embrace peace. There's need to see ourselves as brothers and sisters. Whether you hate us from now to the next 100 years, history cannot be erased.